Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of how I document all of the homeschooling progress, and I'm going to share my method. It's very easy, very flowy, but still incredibly rich and gives me lots of detail about what the kids are doing. I also can create a template if you guys are interested to copy this exact same method. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So here is my main crux of the documentation. I create narratives, and I learned this method from the book The Brave Learner, and I've added a lot of my own flair and personalization to this narrative. So first and foremost, I am doing it all in Notion because it's just a very easy to use UI and gives me a lot of power and flexibility if I want to make it complex in the future. And I'll show you how to make it more complex if you need it to. But for its simplest format, it is just a narrative. I have both my kids listed over here. I don't want to put their names in here, so I'm just writing age 7 and age 4. And these are the main topics that I document. So things like conversations and questions, all the questions that they're asking us, I want it documented. And that way I can go back and see what are the curiosities that we fulfilled, because our entire method depends on working with their intention and what they're asking, what they're curious about. So I think it's a very important thing to document about what they want to learn. And the next one is the ideas I've been wanting to explore. So we recently went to a Christmas fair by a Waldorf school, and I really loved how they include natural elements in their teaching. So I want to add more of those elements to our education as well. And you can see I added that into the activities. My kiddo made this beautiful gnome garden. This is all natural elements, and I put a picture in there. Then all the school subjects are over here. I have a whole math progress database that shows all the exercises we've been doing. It isn't very updated, so I need to add more topics and just what my kiddo has learned and practiced. I can just link it into my main narrative and make it work like that. Then we did some writing practice, so all the fragments that she used and completed the sentences, I put that in an image over here. Then we learned about homophones and homographs. I put some examples in there just to remind myself of what they know and what are their skills at this time. We do a lot of game schooling. This month, Settlers of Catan has still been our number one game, but they have started playing more and more advanced expansions. Goodness, these expansions can get extremely complex and the rules layer on top of each other. So I love seeing the advancements the kids are making. Even the 4-year-old understands all of these complex rules. It's very interesting to see how they are progressing in these games. And then we do a lot of household tasks, so I will note them down too. This is a recipe that we consume all the time, very nutritious, and my kids help make this with putting all the ingredients on top of a kitchen scale, and then they will add up all of the grams. So it gives us a bunch of math practice, but they're also enjoying making this nutty pudding to eat. Then we also do a lot of spontaneous learning, and the other day kids were talking like just asking Google, hey, Google, okay, Google, tell us a joke. And it said, a Roman walks into a bar and asks for drinks. He puts up 2 fingers to ask for 5 drinks. And they didn't quite understand because this is Roman numerals and they don't know about it. So dad gave them a lesson about Roman numerals. Serendipity over syllabus. That's one of our top homeschooling values. So it was really fun. The kids enjoyed it and they were introduced to this new number system. Next, we do a lot of seasonal projects anytime there is a celebration. So December being the month of Christmas and New Year's, we went to the Christmas fair at the Waldorf Garden.
Go for a drink. The space bar.
Okay, Google. I think it heard and shared a joke, but all right, moving on. So the seasonal projects are, of course, this is the month of December, so we did a lot of Christmas stuff. My kiddo designed these beautiful cards. These are 3 separate cards for her tennis coaches, and they loved it. So I love adding these details because it just makes the whole experience so rich. We didn't travel much this month, but there are some preparations going on for next month. I even have materials purchased. It gives me like an idea of what we are using, and eventually if I want to share it with YouTube or my friends, I have it all down in one place, so I love that. And then this is the section for my kiddo aged 4, and all the stuff that he's reading, the words that he can read, things like that, everything that comes to my mind. And I also look at my photos from both mine and my husband's phones, and then we'll remember, oh, these are the things that we've done, but we forgot to write in the narrative. So once the month is about over, we'll go back and add things to it. I even add, little videos like these to just, again, document their progress, what they're learning. We've been teaching our kids how to surf. The 4-year-old is able to pop up against these waves, which is really impressive, and he's paddling really well. So, like I said, this is just a very fulfilling and enriching way of documenting their progress. Then I have some tennis lesson progress. This is my 4-year-old writing different words. These are actually rules that he wanted to write for his own custom scenario in the Settlers of Catan. It was pretty fast, and I was impressed at all of the letters that he's writing, and most of the spellings he did it by himself. Kudos to the little one. He's also wanting to play Codemaster game and more expansions on Catan, and some things are just repeated between the two kids, so I won't write it in too much detail. But this is like really the meat of everything that I do when it comes to documentation. But I also have things like these lesson plans, and they open up into separate pages, so then I can go ahead and fill out details so the narrative doesn't become too cluttered, and I will add these pages inside of the narrative. I love using Notion for that. It's just such an easy way to document in as much detail as you want or as little detail as you want. And I am working on making it more customized to our style of teaching. And what I also do is I'll look into different curriculums. So just I have an idea, and I'll copy paste most of the stuff from there into separate pages of Notion. And then when I go through it, I can be reminded of, oh, we need to do numbers into words practice, or words into numbers 1251, how to write that in English, those kind of things. For that, I'm planning to have my daughter write on checks, because that is a very practical use, instead of just giving them, hey, here's a workbook and then do write numbers into words, that kind of thing. I've noticed that they're much more motivated when I give them a practical thing to do with some learning concepts. This has been our way of documentation. You'll see I have a bunch of months over here. I think I missed September, so that I'll have to just go back, look at our phones, pictures, and any other things we've done, and I'll create a rough narrative. It's okay to miss a month here and there. It's not a big deal. It's just wonderful to look back and check their progress. I want to also write documents like these. This is just something new that I started, that this is his writing progress. So I put the same picture in here, and I put December 2024. So maybe by December 2025, the writing will be a lot different. So that way I can see from year to year how they've been improving. I hope this was helpful, and if you guys need a template, let me know in the comments below, and I will add a free template to this exact narrative, and then you can customize it as much as you want. I will suggest go look up a YouTube video about how to use Notion, like just the basics, so you're able to use this exact software. And once I have a more complex template which encompasses a lot more learnings, I will add it to the Notion store so you guys can download that. But I think simple is always better. That way you're not discouraged in using it, and you'll get much more value out of it. This was all for this quick video. I'm gonna do very minimal editing and just upload it. And if you have any questions, of course, put them down in the comments below. And if you want to see my whole entire day process of how I homeschool my kids, the philosophy, the examples, and all the activities that we do, I'll leave the link of that video right here, and you can go watch that. In the meantime, have a great Christmas, great holidays, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.